Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going to talk specifically all about Tesla's compensation package for Elon Musk coming tomorrow. Now, it's the shareholder meeting for Tesla that takes place between 11:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. I believe it's Texas time, so it's really going to be delayed an hour, pushed back an hour. We'll finalize all the timing in today's episode. For whatever reason, like I'm on a cruise right now, and we had daylight savings, and it pushed everything back an hour, but the ship did not go through daylight savings, so the ship is an hour ahead, and we're technically an hour behind for like markets and back home and all of that. So it's a little weird. It's almost like jet lag, but on a boat lag, maybe. I don't know. But we're going to get into all of everything you need to know specifically with Tesla and what could be coming soon. And the ship is moving a lot right now. I don't know what the hell's going on out there. Captain, you need to slow it down, buddy. I'm trying to film a YouTube video and feeling a little, bobbly. I feel like I'm a bobblehead. Yeah, but definitely having a lot of fun so far. If you have not cruised before, you should definitely check it out. Now, if you get motion sickness, take some Dramamine. That's for sure. But yeah, let's not wander too much. You know how we like to wander off topic on this channel. Hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Check that link out down below in the description of today's episode if you guys want to come join the trading community. And let's go ahead and get started. Now, first things first, again, I want to talk about something that we talk about quite a bit on this channel. You have Tesla specifically and what's happening with Tesla, the Tesla world, and then you have the broader markets. Now, today was a really good day in the broader markets. That helped Tesla move higher. Now, I think Tesla was probably going to move higher regardless today. Charles Schwab said they are going to vote for Elon's compensation package. And you're likely going to get the other companies like Vanguard, State Street, and BlackRock, the other large major holders in Tesla, that are also going to vote for Elon's compensation package. It looks almost certain that Elon's package is going to pass. And that's what really matters. Like, quite literally, this is the most important / biggest day for Tesla in its entire history. There has never been another day with such a consequential, pivot point in the history of Tesla. This is it. This is the biggest day in the history of Tesla, especially considering where Tesla's stock is and the valuation that Tesla has. We've never had such a pivotal catalyst when Tesla is a $1.3 trillion company. That's never happened before. Now, I bring up at the start of this video, before we even get into the compensation package and the consequence of a yes vote or no vote, or what's going to happen with Tesla stock tomorrow, because if we go through an upcycle for risk assets in this market, it is going to amplify potentially the returns in Tesla, kind of like today did. Okay, Tesla was up 4% today. I think it was going to be a good day regardless, but likely the small caps, the risk on, the AI, the quantum that did well today also had a positive impact on Tesla stock as well. Now, two main things really going on right now. The Supreme Court heard arguments over Trump's tariffs today. There's only about a 20% chance that Trump's tariffs in their current form stay in effect. So Wall Street today is saying, yeah, we're probably going to have lower tariffs coming. And I think Wall Street deemed that as good, okay? Deem that as a positive development. Now, there could be some uncertainty that comes about with that. Trump has different means of keeping tariffs enforced and can use different acts for certain amounts of time. And this is going to be a developing situation, but you're most likely going to see the courts that shut down Trump's tariffs in some degree. Because again, like semiconductors, medications, okay? Some of those areas he can legally apply tariffs on because that is for domestic, national security interest, okay? If we went to war, you cannot have a medical shortage of things, okay? That's not good. Semiconductors, same thing, but furniture, like clothing, you know, makeup or whatever else, like there's no justification for national security interest with some of those kind of industries, just to name a couple. So I think that could be a positive development to come in the days ahead. We might get a ruling from the Supreme Court as soon as tomorrow, or it could be a couple weeks from now. We will have to wait and see. Now, we also have the economy that is doing better than expected. Okay, the jobs report came out today, the ADP jobs report, and that actually showed the economy grew about 45,000 jobs, roughly. We were only expecting about 20,000 jobs to be added. And Wall Street has been nervous recently over the state of this economy. And it looks like the economy is doing better than some people thought. Which small caps and risk on areas have been hurt because of, presumed economic weakness for a while now, for months, at least a month. A lot of small cap areas have been selling off. There's been a lot of fear out there. And, some of that died down today. And if that continues, that is also going to be a positive for Tesla stock. Okay, now as far as the timing is concerned with the shareholder meeting, the meeting starts at 11 a.m. Okay, so it's 1 hour behind Eastern Standard Time. So it goes from technically 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, we are going to hear at some point the voting outcome for Tesla. Now, they're likely going to start off as usual, going over some of Tesla's accomplishments in the last year, showing off some things. There's probably going to be Optimus there. The Cybercab's probably going to be there. Like, they're going to do all that. But probably towards the end of the trading day tomorrow, we're going to hear what the voting outcome is for Tesla. It's probably not going to be the last thing that is discussed. It was not the last thing that was discussed last time either. So you're probably going to get this news before the end of the trading day tomorrow. So when you see Tesla move big tomorrow, that is why. Now, this is the most consequential day in the history of Tesla by far. Why? Because if the vote does not pass, Elon is not guaranteed to stay at Tesla. Okay? So that would not be great, because then you're going to lose a lot of talent. People are going to leave Tesla. Consider Robotaxi dead in the water. Consider Optimus dead in the water for sure. It would not be a good outcome. Tesla would essentially be a car company at that point. And we all know Tesla is a standalone car company. Like, that's not why Tesla is a $1.3 trillion company. There is zero way to justify a $1.3 trillion auto company. It's impossible. You can't justify it. Okay? The stock would fall 50 to 80%. It would be a disaster. Good news is, there's about a 95% chance the package passes. More like a 99% chance the package or the vote passes. Okay? So what that will do is it will create a long-term structure to keep Elon as CEO. Okay? It will keep Elon as CEO, dissolve any uncertainty that Elon could walk away anytime soon, and really help to prioritize Elon's time. A lot of people gave Elon crap for getting involved in politics when he did. Okay? But the fact of the matter is, he didn't have a contract to be Tesla's CEO. He was just doing the job to do the job. Okay? Well, this really refocuses Elon, incentivizes Elon, and puts Elon's compensation in line with shareholder returns. And that's important. Okay? That is very important to point out. Now, what it also does is it makes the news for Tesla a lot more impactful. Okay. Now, as far as Tesla stock is concerned, now this is interesting, okay? Um, the stock's only pricing in about a 5% move by Friday from here. So the stock is technically only pricing in upside of potentially um, to about $486 per share, and it's only pricing in downside of about $340 per share, or $440 per share. I think it's going to be a lot more dramatic than that in either direction. Okay, you're either going to be looking at like a 10% move higher tomorrow and maybe a 20% move over the next 48 hours, or a similar downside move. I'm thinking 10 to 20% by Friday's close, minimum. Either way, to the upside or the downside. Now, again, good news. We're expecting the package to pass easily. 10% upside would be to about $509 per share. 20% upside would be to about $556 per share. Downside, 10% would be about $416 per share, and 20% downside would be $369 per share. If some freak like thing happened and the vote did not pass. Okay. Now, from a technical perspective, the stock looks really good. Really, really good. What's interesting is you only had 78 million shares trade hands today. So it's like a this is a low volume rally that we're kind of in right now. Some of the higher volume days are like 150 million plus. Okay. Now, that's the kind of volume I think we're going to get. What's interesting about the option activity, again, it's only pricing in a 5% upside move, but once you get above that, okay, then you start to look at the outsized returns. I'm expecting the actual like vote to be read off to shareholders at the meeting tomorrow around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Could be a little before, a little after, but somewhere around there is when I'm expecting to hear the results. And you should get these results as the markets are open for trading. So, like, I will be trading this event. If you guys want to come trade it with us, check that link out down below in the description of today's episode to join the trading community. It's going to get interesting. Because, again, when you move above 5%, then you start to get into, outsized move territory. So like the options, the market makers are hedged for a 5% move up or down tomorrow. But once you move above 5%, those calls start to run in the money. Market makers have to start buying a lot of shares so they don't lose. If you have the right to, let's say, get Tesla stock at $500 by Friday, market makers, they sold you the back end. So the market makers, they have to give you shares at $500 by Friday. If Tesla stock rallies to $500, market makers, they have to buy stock below 500 to give it to you at 500. So that's how a gamma squeeze works. That's where you get market makers that just buy and buy and buy and buy more shares, right? The higher the stock goes. I'm honestly surprised this stock is only pricing in a 5% move by Friday. That, I think, is something Wall Street is going to regret. Now, I also think you're going to get a bit of a short squeeze as well that starts tomorrow, that leads into Friday especially, but probably over the next 2 months. Why? Because you have 72.5 million shares that are sold short. You had 500,000 shares today that were covered on, which, I don't know if you can call anyone, smart in the first place that has been short Tesla. Like, I don't think that was, to begin with, a good idea. But the ones that covered today, the 500,000 shares, they're the smart ones out of a dumb group. Okay? Because at least they are getting out before, Elon's package gets approved. And before they have to potentially suffer some pretty significant declines in their their short position. So that's kind of my thought. That's my, thought process. Again, I think this is much bigger of an event than most people realize, because not having a contract for Elon for years now has been a negative on Tesla stock. That has really suppressed the stock for a long time now. And that ends tomorrow. You can really start to take Tesla at face value, right? You don't have to price in, oh, sure, yeah, Tesla's doing great with robotaxi. 8 to 10 cities by the end of this year, 2,000 robotaxis. That sounds awesome. But what happens if Elon, on a random Monday, decided to leave Tesla? None of that shit matters anymore. So it's impossible to quantify how much Wall Street has really discounted that over the years. But I think it's probably pretty dramatic. And that's part of why I believe the stock's going to move a lot more than what is priced in of just a 5% move. Now, you might only move 5% tomorrow, but I think Friday and the days to come is when things get exciting. And this ultimately leads into a year-end rally where Tesla stock is probably going to end this year above $600 per share. That was my call from the start of this year, was for Tesla to end the year over $600. Now, to get to $600 from here is upside of about 29.5%. So, I'm putting my neck out on the line by saying that in the first place this entire year. And I think tomorrow begins a 2-month rally for Tesla into probably a Q1 2026 correction at some point for the broader markets. But I think we're looking really good for the next 2 months. And again, there's like a 99% chance Elon's package passes. You would really have to see Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street all vote against Elon's package to even have a chance of it not passing. But I think they're definitely going to vote for it nonetheless. So yeah, let me know your thought on this down below in the comment section. If we get surprised on a tariff rejection from the Supreme Courts, or something like that, the government reopens, that could be really good. We did get news that 10% of the airspace essentially is going to, what the fuck was that? Was going to get shut down potentially by Friday, this Friday, if the government does not reopen, which that puts a lot of political pressure on Wall Street not on Wall Street, but on the government to get things reopened again. So I think markets actually like that, just because it prompts someone to get something done. So yeah, there could be outlier headlines that move Tesla as well, but this is the main driving force for Tesla stock, and this is something that should have been taken care of a long time ago, and we're finally getting it over with, and we'll have a contracted CEO for the next 10 years that is going to drive exponential value for shareholders in that time. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this video. If you guys want to come join the trading community, check that link out down below in the description of today's episode. Yeah, I want to find the next 10xer, right? I don't like the stocks that everyone else likes. I want to find the stocks that have that massive upside opportunity that people don't know about. I don't want to buy the stock that's went up 1,000% in the last 12 months. I want to buy the stock that's going to go up 1,000% in the last 12 months. And we do make short-term trades as well. Like, I'm not going to say we don't, but the stocks that we are buying and holding, generally, we're looking at like 12 to 36 month time horizons on them. Okay. And, the last trade that we did was on Snapchat earnings. And, I actually bought 600 shares of Snapchat. I wanted to get some options, but I think the internet was bad or something. It would not fill me. But went in 600 shares on Snapchat. Right before the close, the setup looked good, just because Wall Street was so bearish on Snapchat. And I don't know if y'all have younger siblings or children or whatnot. They all use Snapchat, and had some good numbers, good guidance. Stock up over 20% in after hours upon earnings. That's more of the short-term trading side, but what we're really doing is buying and holding for the long term, or medium term, you could say. So join it down below if you guys would like to, linked in the description of today's episode. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.